You've got a Kira talent interview coming up and you want to make a great impression. But did you know that most applicants will make the same avoidable mistakes that hurt their chances? In this video, I'll cover the 5 biggest mistakes applicants will make, and more importantly, how you can avoid them so that you stand out for the right reasons. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Caitlin Anderson, graduate admissions consultant and Oxford MBA, who has helped hundreds of students win interviews and offers to all the top business schools in the world, including Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, MIT, and Yale, and win over $1 million in scholarships. Mistake number 1 is rambling and not answering the question clearly. Many applicants will start responding to the question before they've structured their thoughts, and that will lead to long-winded responses that don't fully answer the question. Admissions committees are looking for clarity and structure in your responses, not for how much you can say in 60 seconds. So how can you fix it? Well, the first thing you can do is use different frameworks for different questions. The most common one I have my students learn is the STARL method, which stands for situation, task, action, result, and lesson learned. And you use this method for behavioral questions. When they ask you, tell me about a time when you displayed leadership or when you handled a difficult teammate. The other thing that you can do is keep it concise and to the point. So I give my students this kind of final countdown. At 15 seconds, you need to wrap up whatever you're saying and end with at least a second or two, optimally 5 seconds of time left on the clock. So it doesn't look like you're rushing and out of control of the time. I want to give you just a couple examples. The first is a bad example. The response would go like this. Oh wow, that's a great question. Let me think. Yes, there was a time in my second job where I faced a challenge. Oh wait, no, it was my first job. And before you know it, that part of your answer has already wasted 10, 15 seconds. A better approach would be to say, one challenge I faced was in my current company leading a team project where we had tight deadlines. My role was to delegate tasks and keep the team aligned. However, we had a client who wanted to move deadlines up, which put extra pressure on our team. Mistake number 2 is poor eye contact and body language. Many applicants will not look directly at the camera or the middle of their screen when they're speaking. They may have very stiff posture, or maybe they're slumped down, and all of those things will communicate a lack of confidence. Admissions committees are looking for you to be very comfortable and confident speaking in real time. So how do we fix this? Well, the first thing that you want to do is look directly in the middle of your screen as if you're speaking to a real person. The next thing is you want to work on your posture, and I'm going to give you a little tip here that comes from my dance background, is you want to lift your chest up, your shoulders down. So when you lift your chest, a lot of times people lift their shoulders, keep them down. And you want to raise your arms like this, turn them to the right of your body and drop them down on your desk or on your lap, and then lean slightly forward. And now this is going to be a very good posture. It sends a message of confidence and comfortability, and you want to use very natural facial expressions. You should smile when you have the opportunity. That will help. The other thing you want to do is you want to record yourself using your webcam, because you can see the little things that might be off that you can fix. Mistake number 3 is a monotone voice and low energy. Now, some applicants will have a naturally monotone voice and not use many facial expressions, but unfortunately for Kira, we need to amp that up, because if you have a monotone voice and you speak like this and you don't move your facial expressions at all, it makes you appear uninterested and a bit robotic. And so we don't want to send that message. You are absolutely very interested in their program, so you're gonna have to work on amping up the energy level. So how do we fix it? Well, we want to add a natural variation to your voice, to when you speak. So you can try emphasizing certain points. So before you speak, think about which words, which phrases, which parts of your story you want to bring more attention to. And you can bring your voice up, just like I did, and bring your voice down, and you can move over here, and then maybe you can talk very quickly when you're trying to get to a point really fast. So you can vary the speed, vary the volume, you can vary the amount of pauses that you have within your sentences, and that will add a lot of life and interest to what you're saying. Okay, now I want to give you an example of a sentence that is monotone and then how you can change it to be very interesting to listen to. Okay, I'm going to read it first in a monotone voice, and then I'm going to add some excitement to what I'm saying. I led a project that challenged my leadership skills, but we exceeded expectations by 20%, which was a huge success for the team. Okay, that's monotone. Now let's add some interest to it. I led a project that challenged my leadership skills, but we exceeded expectations by 20%, which was a huge success for the team. Okay, now you see the difference between the two. Obviously, I am naturally more expressive, so you don't have to go that extreme if you are very monotone, but just seeing where you can add those emphasis, that is going to make a huge difference in the way that you come across. Mistake number 4 is poor lighting and a bad setup. So if you're in a dark room, you need to go get more light. Also, if your webcam angle is wrong, where maybe it's kind of coming on you at a different angle, or you're off to the side, all of those things are going to send messages of unprofessionalism, and you don't want to send that message. So the way you're gonna fix it is you go get a lamp from another room, you bring it, put it behind you, you get a ring light, you can get those pretty easily through Amazon, get it on your face so that you've got a lot of light on your face and in your background. And as far as what is in your background, you want to clear everything. So what I've got in my background, I would not use this for an interview. You want a plain white wall or off-white, something lightly colored, and you don't want any pictures or plants or anything in the background. It needs to be very clear, very plain, so that they focus on you. There's nothing distracting. Mistake number 5 is not practicing with a timer. Kira is a timed assessment, so you absolutely need to be sure that you are timing yourself when you're practicing. You cannot assume that you'll just be under time when you start the assessment. That will not work. And I'll tell you from experience with my students, that timer runs out a lot faster than we think it does. So a minute is going to go quickly, and if you have enough of practice behind you, you'll have developed an internal clock to be able to understand when you're nearing the end. Now you'll see in the Kira assessment the timer running out, but you'll also know instinctively that you need to wrap things up. So you need to practice with a timer. So there you have it. 5 of the biggest mistakes that applicants will make with the Kira talent interview and how to fix them. If you avoid rambling, maintain good eye contact, have great posture, bring lots of energy, fix your setup, and practice with a timer, you will be miles ahead of other applicants. So have you taken the Kira talent interview yet? Drop a comment below and let me know what your experience was like. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more business school application tips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.